Hello and welcome to another video from the only source of information that you need to not only survive the current apocalypse, but actually enjoy it. And today we're going to be talking about prepping, getting back to my roots. I don't know how many of y'all out there remember back in the day I used to do prepping videos where I would talk about my chicken house and my fruit trees I planted and my food storage system. And I think this would be a good time to kind of review a few important points about prepping, because I think the U.S. elections, presidential elections, 16 days away, which means that there's a very good possibility that the Second American Civil War should start in about 17 days. I don't think I have to go into any detail. We've kind of covered all of that, but this is the most bizarre election nonsense that I am aware of ever happening in this country. And, I've been around since the Nixon administration. Well, I think Kennedy was still president when I was born, but I was just an infant when he got killed. But ever since then, I've never paid attention to the elections because it's just two politicians talking about what they're going to do. And one of them gets elected, and he never does what he says he's going to do. And so that's the norm. That's what we expect every 4 years. But this time around, there's a lot of weird stuff happening that is it's illegal. And they're doing it right there on TV, so something's going to happen. There's no way in the world that this election is just going to go smoothly. So, there are some basic things that I think everybody needs, and food is one of them. It's the most important. If you look behind my chair here, let's see. I've got I don't think you can see them. Oh, yeah, you can see just the edge of that water bottle there. I got 3 of those water bottles. That's not near enough. But I also have, see them 2 white buckets there? Those are... it's a water filter. You put water in the top bucket, and there's a ceramic filter between the top and bottom. One of my subscribers gave that to me years ago, so I can collect rainwater, or I can go get water out of this little creek right here, or out of a ditch. It doesn't really make any difference. I've got 3 pumps on the property, water well pumps, but they're old style, so they've got these leather gaskets in there that rot out. And all of mine are rotted. I've never replaced them, and I don't think I have enough time to get those ordered now. But as far as food goes, I'm not going to show off my food storage system. It's the same thing I've been doing since I was 26 years old, and I'm 62 now. So I've got all these cans in here, and as far as the cost goes, it doesn't cost anything. Here's the way that works. All of these cans have a date on them. Best if by a certain date. And that date is usually a year or 2 from the moment that the can is made and sold to a grocery store till the time that the expiration date kicks in. But I know for a fact I've eaten cans that were 10 years old before, or the food from the cans. And even though sometimes it does go bad, it'll get a grayish tint to it and it won't have any flavor. I've never opened a 5-year-old can that was tainted in the least. Every can that I've ever opened, 5 years or less, was good food. Nothing wrong with it. And Jesus will be back in 4 years, I'm pretty sure. So if you got a can that'll last you 5 years, that can will still be good when civilization reaches its conclusion. But I'm not going to do a video about my food storage system, because if you just go to my YouTube channel, there's a little magnifying glass icon. If you click on that, it will let you search my channel. So you can just put the word food and it'll bring you, because I probably got 4 or 5 videos that have the word food in the name or the description. So we're not going to go over that. You can go back and look at that yourself. I really think that my experience with hurricanes is probably going to be similar to whatever we experience in the upcoming months and years as the world deteriorates. But one thing we do always lose in a serious storm is electricity. You don't lose your cell phone towers in a mild hurricane, but without electricity, eventually your phone goes dead, and then it doesn't matter if you've got cell phone towers. And if the lights stay off long enough, or resources are too difficult to come by, then after about a week, not even that long, probably 2 or 3 days, the generators that they have on those cell phone towers will go bad. And so you may still not have any way to use your phone, even if you got it charged up. But I'm going to show you what I got to charge my phone up. Now, years ago, I think I made a video where I talked about electricity, and what I had then were these lead-acid battery jump boxes, the boxes you see mechanics carrying out to a car to jump it off when it won't start. And they had USB ports, they were great, but those batteries have to be used regularly. You may get 5 years out of them, but in general they last about 1 year. This is the latest technology. It's lithium iron phosphate semi-solid state battery in here, and it comes with cables so you can stack these things, or you can even buy some of these that don't have all these USB ports, and it's a lot cheaper. It stores a whole lot more electricity, and you can stack those too. In fact, this company is called Dabson, D-A-B-B-S-S-O-N. So it's 2 B's, 2 S's. This is the most advanced technology they have. Right now you can buy this and a spare battery for $1,000. I highly recommend it if you have $1,000, because you can charge, like I've got my phone on here charging. I can charge these lights on here. This radio is USB chargeable. And so with what I have here, I've got light, I've got electricity to charge my devices, I've got a radio. This thing here, you could probably run this all day and all night for a week before the battery would go dead, and then it only takes a little while to recharge it. Now another thing I have, like I said, if the lights are out and they stay out for any amount of time, the cell towers are going to go out too, because those have generators. They run on propane or whatever, but they'll run out of propane before before the electricity comes on. Like Katrina, I think we went 2 weeks without electricity. Hurricane Camille, I think we went a month without electricity. But that's an important thing to have, because even if you don't have access to the internet, like I have, I think 6 hard drives, and all 6 of them are maxed out with movies, TV shows, just something to stay busy during a war, I guess. All right, we're going to look at some other things. Now, a while back I made a bunch of these everyday carry bags. Some people call it a bug out bag, and I guess it depends on what all you got in there. People who have what they call a bug out bag normally be a little bigger than this, and they may carry like spare socks, sheets and blankets, stuff like that. This is mostly just the tools that you have to use in your daily life. So like lighters, a couple of pairs of pliers, wrenches, scissors, and all of these pockets are filled. These zipper pockets in here, they're filled with things like, there's a pry bar, got a box cutter, I've got stuff for fire starting, and even things like a knife sharpener, a tire gauge, or even like here's this thing here is for, like, if you drop your keys down in the sewer, you extend it, it's got a magnet on the end, So just basic tools that if you're out there and you need it, the only way you're going to get this is to drive back to your house, unless you got one of these everyday carry bags. Oh, and this is the one that, this little one used to stay in my glove box, but now I've got this bigger one. Oh, and it's full of stuff. I've got a list somewhere of all the things I put in here. But I also made up a bunch of these. This is it's a med kit. Best place to get a med kit is Temu. You can get something like this for 10 bucks, introductory deal or whatever, or it's 15 bucks if you pay the regular price. One thing about Temu is they'll always have these welcome aboard deals where half the stuff in the store you can get it for nothing. Like this is $10, but you pay $15 and at a regular price. But if you put a whole bunch of items in your shopping cart that have that special price, what they're going to do is they're going to take one item that has the least amount of savings and they're going to give you that special price. Then they're going to sneak all of the regular prices in on everything else. So if you get one of these, you know, make sure that use your special deal for this and not for a pencil eraser or something. So anyways, I've got that. Those are the things I keep in my car. Now, the reason I don't keep any of this in my car now is because all the bandages in here, if you kept them in there and it got 120 degrees in there, the glue on the bandages would deteriorate, the paper would deteriorate. So since I got to carry this in and out every time I go somewhere, I carry my everyday carry bag out as well. Now I'm going to show you a few other items. So the reason I have all this out anyway is because I wanted to put together one of these everyday carry kits for my girlfriend. So I've got all of the goodies down on the floor, and I guess I'm going to have to buy a few items because I don't have enough for everything. But let me show you some other stuff I got here. That right there is a solar oven, a solar cooker. You open it up, it's got mirrors all the way around, it's got a glass cover on top. You put a pot in there, and over the course of a day, say you're cooking beans, if you put it out first thing in the morning, by the time the sun goes down, the beans will be cooked. Other items, like if you want to put a chicken leg in there, it'll be done in an hour. The other thing it was sitting on, let me see if I can get that in there. That is one of those toilets for people who are ill. You put it by their bed so they don't have to walk all the way to the bathroom. You can get those at Goodwill for $5 to $10. And, you know, you just use that as your toilet and then carry it out wherever, in the woods or bury it in your yard, depending on how you feel about it. I take it out and put it around my fruit trees. You know, when the electricity goes out, if you have a well, then you don't have water. If you're getting city water, they may have a boil warning. You have to boil it after a hurricane or any kind of a natural disaster. In a Civil War, you probably wouldn't have to do that. But you don't want to fill your toilet up with waste, hoping that the water will come back on. If you don't have electricity, you don't have water, you need to have one of those potty chairs. And that would be something you can get today. If you have 2 Goodwills in your area, one of them will have a potty chair. All right, let's see, what else do we have here? Oh, I wanted to talk about, like, for everyday carry, even on days when I go somewhere with somebody else and I don't carry this stuff out to my car or their car, I always have an everyday carry, just like you do. And I'll show you what I mean. Set this up. Okay, you got a wallet. Everybody carries a wallet. A lot of good stuff in there that you need throughout the day. In fact, this is the most used item in my everyday carry. This is for carrying my phone, which is sitting there getting charged right now. And over here we've got a gun holster. And I've got one of these multi-tools, and that's, I'll show you what that is in case you've never seen one. It's just pliers, and then in the handle there's knife blades and scissors, you know, stuff like that. This is my favorite. It's a Victorinox, which means it's really expensive and really high quality. But I got some more over here I'll show you. I hope you're not getting seasick from me moving this camera around. Oh! As far as I've got a few that are favorites. This is a SOG, and it's tiny, like really tiny. If you you can get this on Temu for like $25, $30. You can get it at Walmart for like $75, I think. And that thing I like about it, it's just not just that it's tiny, but everything's ultra high quality on there. And I mean, I haven't seen the features on this little SOG on any other tool. Now I do have regular Leatherman. This is a $200 tool, 150, 200, 250 actually. I think I paid for this. But I paid extra to have my name engraved on it. The problem that the thing I don't like about most multi-tools is they come with, let's see here, a regular blade. And I don't think this has it, but maybe it does. Yeah, here we go. Got to have a serrated blade. You know, a serrated blade does the exact same thing as a regular blade. And so you're using up, you only have so many spaces on one of these tools. And if you put 2 knife blades in there, that's another tool that you're not going to put in there. So it's just stupid. I mean, I like that it has a little meat hook or whatever on there. I think that's supposed to cut straps, but I think you could use it to skin. I have a skinner that looks like that. You get a cut started on like a hide of a deer or cow or something, and then you just pull that along, and it cuts the skin without cutting up the meat. Let me see. I wanted to show. Okay, here's my favorite. This is like the cheapest. When I bought this, it was like $15 from Temu or AliExpress or something. And it's super high quality. And I've gotten many of these, but all different brands. This one is the Day Camping, D-A-I, not D-A-Y, D-A-I Camping. And I think it's like $50 in a lot of places, but you can get this from AliExpress for like $20. And once again, sometimes they'll have a deal where it's only $10. And if it says Day Camping, because I think that's where I got this, this is super high quality. But I'm going to show you why I like this. One tool that I absolutely demand on a multi-tool is scissors. And these have the best scissors. And the reason is, you know, like this is how I end up using this most of the time. If I get a package in the mail and I'm curious about it, I'll cut it open before I go home, and because you know I got to drive to my mailbox. But this has got the best scissors, and it's real high quality. It's as good as well. Let's see. I've got a SOG, I've got a Leatherman, and I got a Gerber. And this is a better tool. I mean, it's just easier to use than any of the other tools. The one I have on me is like it's really old, dated. I had that. I mean, the design is old. The knife is only a couple of years old, but I put my name on that one too. And it's just a really super high quality tool. Everybody that has one will agree that this is better quality than any other tool. Now, the reason I like this one better is it's lighter. It's got all the tools this has, and these tools are actually almost like real tools. The scissors are almost like real scissors. And let's see, this one here has this, I think, some smaller scissors too. No, this has a good set on it. I never can remember which one is which. but it's got a good set of good scissors on it. And the reason I'm telling you about this, if you can afford to get all of this stuff, you know, go get it. I don't recommend anybody getting a gun unless you got plenty of experience with a gun. You know, I wouldn't carry one, but I got like 40 years invested in learning about this gun. And what that means is I have almost shot things from messing around. And then, you know, you're swinging your gun around and you go, oh man, I didn't realize I was pointing this right at my neighbor's house. You know, you have to go through those shock moments to learn not to do that stuff. So it takes about 20 years of doing stupid stuff to learn how to use a gun, if you survive it. And we've only got 4 years till Jesus comes. If you've got a gun and you know how to use it, get some bullets. But if you don't have a gun and you don't know how to use a gun, don't get a gun. They're just too dangerous. I have blown a hole in the back of my refrigerator cleaning a gun. So, you know, it's not good to learn how to use a gun, especially if you drink a lot of alcohol, which I do. Anyway, I can't think of anything else that you're going to need, but I think a good everyday carry, I'm talking about these bags, and a good emergency medical kit, and I don't mean a first aid kit. First aid kits have chapstick and dental floss and Band-Aids. We're going into a war where people are going to lose arms and legs. You need tourniquets, chest seals, and what do they call it? Things where you put your arm in a brace. You know, I can't remember what they call that. But anyway, yeah, you need all of that stuff. A little radio that lasts forever. If you can get one of these chargers, you know, the battery is supposed to slowly work its way from 100% down to 80% over the course of 15 years. So if you get one of those, then you should be good until after civilization is gone. Even though I've got a second battery coming, I think Wednesday or Monday, I also have one more paycheck coming before the election. I'm going to get the solar panel, 400 watt solar panel. That uses a maximum of 400 watts. You can't put anything else in it, so I'm going to get one of those solar panels and then just hope for the best. Look, I have spent my entire life waiting for this moment, and I was all excited when I started seeing things getting into motion, but what we're going into is really going to be bad, and I'm starting to feel a little bit uneasy about it. But whether you can get all this stuff or you can't get any of this stuff, I really believe that God is going to take care of us. There's too many examples in the Bible of people in insurmountable, unsurvivable situations, and God saved them. Now we're going into the biggest event in human history, and I think God wants us to witness it all the way to its end, so we can tell everybody what happened when we see Him after the resurrection. Love y'all. Hope y'all survive this. Hope you're able to prep. We'll stay in contact as long as services are up. I'll actually be able to stay in contact even when services go down to some extent. But I love you, and as always, if you don't want to survive, don't listen to me.